I'm not even dead yet, and my family is fighting over my assets. Last month, I had a heart attack while mowing my lawn. 1 minute, I'm pushing the mower around my backyard, and the next minute, I'm waking up in the hospital with tubes coming out of my arms. The doctor said I was lucky my neighbor saw me collapse and called 911 right away. I spent 5 days in the cardiac unit while they ran tests and adjusted my medications. My wife Linda stayed with me most of the time, but she had to go home to feed our cat and grab some clean clothes. That's when my kids started showing up. My son Mike drove down from 3 hours away with his wife Jessica. My daughter Amy flew in from California with her husband. At first, I thought it was sweet that everyone was so worried about me. The doctors kept saying I was doing great and would probably go home soon, but my family was acting like I was on my deathbed. On day 3, I was feeling much better and decided to take a walk around the hospital floor like the nurses suggested. As I was shuffling down the hallway in my hospital gown and slippers, I heard voices coming from the family waiting room. I recognized Mike's voice immediately. He was talking to Amy about Dad's house and how they needed to figure things out before it's too late. I stopped outside the door and listened, thinking maybe they were planning some kind of surprise for when I got home. But then Amy said, well, obviously I should get the house since I'm the one with kids. Mike already has his own place. Mike got mad and said, that's not fair. I'm the one who lives closer and actually visits them. My heart started racing, and not in a good way. They were talking about my house like I was already gone. Then Jessica chimed in with, what about all his tools in the garage? Mike could really use those for his construction business. Amy shot back with, and I want Mom's china cabinet and that antique rocking chair from the living room. Those have been in the family forever. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I'm standing there in my hospital gown, very much alive, while my kids are dividing up my stuff like it's Black Friday shopping. Then Mike said something that made my blood boil. We need to talk to Mom about getting power of attorney while Dad's still weak. That way we can handle the financial stuff without waiting for him to. He didn't finish the sentence, but I knew what he meant. I walked right into that room and said, without waiting for me to what, exactly? You should have seen their faces. Amy turned white as a sheet. Mike started stuttering and trying to explain that they were just being prepared. Jessica tried to say they were only thinking about what would be best for everyone, but I cut her off. Best for everyone? I'm not dead yet, and you're already fighting over who gets my house and my tools. Amy started crying and said they were just scared and didn't know what they'd do if something happened to me. Mike said they were trying to help Mom by planning ahead. I sat down in one of those uncomfortable hospital chairs and looked at both my kids. Listen, I appreciate that you care about your mother and me, but I'm going home tomorrow and I plan to live in my house and use my tools for many more years. Then I told them exactly what I thought about their little planning session. If you want my stuff so badly, you can wait until I'm actually gone. And maybe next time, don't have these conversations outside my hospital room where I can hear every word. The room got really quiet. Finally, Amy apologized and said she was just emotional and scared. Mike admitted they'd gotten carried away and weren't thinking clearly. I went home the next day feeling better than I had in months. The heart attack was actually a wake-up call that I needed to take better care of myself. I started eating healthier, walking every morning, and taking my medications properly. But I also made some changes to my will. Not because I'm planning to die anytime soon, but because I wanted my kids to know that respect and kindness matter more than inheritance. 6 months later, I'm doing great. My cardiologist says my heart is stronger than it's been in years, and my kids have learned not to plan my funeral while I'm still breathing. Last week, Mike came over to help me fix my fence, and Amy called just to chat about her kids' school projects. No one mentioned my house or my tools, and that's exactly how I like it.